Okay, let's talk about the problems. The problems are a lot smaller this time around. We're going to start actually with problem 8.4a, and you're only going to do 8.4a and 8.2b. And where did I get that information? From the schedule that I gave you the first day of class. It's also on Blackboard. If you download the schedule, you'll see I already pre-assigned all these assignments before class started. So let's look at 8.4a. All I want you to really do is, I'm not going to actually go through it all because we've just went through, it's the same thing as the exercises, except this time you get to go ahead and figure out how to type in it yourself, your accounts payable, your purchase and return, your credit memo info, the date of the purchase, and then you're actually going to post it to the ledger, which is why you have these two. One's the general ledger, and one is the general ledger and the purchase ledger. That's why you have the two splits here. So I'm going to leave this up for just a second, but you can pause the video and then make sure you work on this and make sure you enter that it was page 14 of the journal. Problem continues on the next page, but I do want you to see a few things. Okay, so actually it starts on this page. 8.4a is the beginning. In this particular problem as well, remember that you need to know these numbers down here, just the totals to begin with, because it's these totals that are going to go straight into the ledger. So watch. For example, purchase ledger, 36,516. If I go down here to the ledger and I go to the purchase account, 501, there's my 36,516. You'll notice I didn't enter each one of these purchases individually. I'm just entering the total into the purchase part, into the purchases journal. It's the subsidiary accounts that get each individually. So check it out. These are my general journal gets the adjustments when somebody returns a credit memo or you return damaged merchandise. Then with purchase accounts, you put the sum only, and notice it's a 500 account, and you know that 500s are always expenses, right? So as part of cost of goods sold, inventory expense, that's why it's got a 500 number. Purchase returns and allowances, freight in. So let's look at the freight in, 626. So where did the 626 come from? You have to go back to the beginning of the problem. Here's your 626 right there in the purchase journal. So when you're doing the problem 8.4a, make sure these amounts are correct and make sure that you post just the summary amount into the journal over here. There's your 626. Okay. Purchase returns and allowances. Where did these numbers come from? Those would have come from the general journal. So 700 and 980. There's your 700 and there's your 980. Okay. So that takes care of those accounts payable. 63,818. Where's the 37,142 come from? The 37,142 comes from here, your total for accounts payable, 37,142. So again, I'm not posting each one of those individually. I'm just posting the sum. All right. And now 8.4 is going to have you take the total purchases and freight and figure out what the net cost is. And of course, you can try that on your own and then come back and pause this and make sure you got your numbers right. Now, this is your subsidiary ledger. This is where each company has their own separate name. And again, not account number, but terms. What were the purchase terms? Okay, this is where you take the individual stuff that came from here. Apex office machines, 12,300. That's where you get your, that's Apex office machines, 1,100. That's where you get your Apex office machines, 12,300. Apex office machines, 1,100. That's where you're putting in this stuff into the subsidiary ledger. Okay. I'm going to leave that like this for a few seconds. You can pause your video and check your balances. And then up to the top here. Make sure you get your apex balance right at $23,480. And the last part of 8.4, this is not a long problem, is making a schedule of accounts payable. And that's where you just write down all the people you purchased from and add it up. Total it up. That's all there is to it. The next problem you're going to do is 8.2b. Let me see if I can find that. 8.2, 8.2b. I think I have to go back this way. 0.3. 8.2b. 8.2a. It's the other way. Okay, let me find this. Okay, hold on. Okay, here's 8.2b. This is just a little bit more practice with the subsidiary ledger so that you get used to putting the name of the company we purchased stuff from, the terms in this corner, again, not an account number, but the terms, and recording the balances. That's all this is done. I'll leave that up there for 1 second. You'll see it's quite a bit, so it's a little bit of practice, but it won't take too long. And the remainder of this problem, so pause this whenever you want to look at your numbers. This is the last part of the problem. To make the schedule again of accounts payable, let's take each of the balances, 11,858 for East Coast Snow Shop, for example. Then you're going to go to East Coast Snow Shop over here, and here's your 11,858. Next balance, Fashion Ski Wear, 13,920. So you're going to go over here and you're going to put the 13,920. And that's all there is to it. You just have to fill in those numbers and you're totally done with your homework. So I'll talk to you next time. Have a good week. Bye.